Please be seated. Thank you very much, media. We will start with a quick opening prayer. The team advised that I give the prayer. I don't know if when I retire from journalism, I'll become a pastor. So for this next plenary, it is my pleasure to welcome our moderator, Madam Felicia Chumesi, who is the founder and CEO of Home Foods Limited. Please put your hands together for her. If you want to talk about industrialization, you need to talk to somebody who is in industry, who's producing. So put your hands together for Madam Chumesi. She will take the moderator's seat. Our speakers are in 3 clusters. Cluster 1, Mr. Martin Mensah, who is an industrial management consultant. I don't know if he's here. Let's put our hands together for him or his rep. Our Cluster 2, Mr. Theodore Makam. Sorry, are you presenting Martin Mensah? Yes, please put your hands together. Come forward. Please come. So this cluster is on boosting local production and productivity and strategic anchor industries. Please put your hands together for the rep. Boosting local production and productivity and strategic anchor industries. Our second speaker for this group is for Cluster 2, Mr. Theodore Makam. Put your hands together for Mr. Makam. Now, Mr. Makam is an export promotion and business development consultant, and his thematic area is on export promotion and development and SME development. Thank you very much for being here. Put your hands together for him one more time. The third and final cluster for this plenary is on business regulatory reform and private-public dialogue. And our panelist is Mr. Danwell Eku, who is the CEO of Empretech Ghana Foundation. Where's Mr. Eku? Or his representative, Mr. Danwell Eku, or his representative? Rep, please hurry up and come. Put your hands together. Empretech is one of the institutions that our convener, through his record in private sector, put together, and it remains one of the foremost platforms for growing sustainable entrepreneurs. And Mr. Danwell Eku is our third and final panel member. Each panelist will have 10 minutes to tease out the issues. Our moderator would ask a few quick questions, and in this round, we will take more comments and contributions. So, Madam Moderator, your panel, your moderator, please take it up.
So, good morning, everybody. And our panelists, you are all welcome. We're going to touch on the industrial transformation. And interestingly, the microeconomic panelists did a lot of justice to this. We all know that transformation involves of changing that is triggered by internal and external events. I hope you all agree with me. Events like technology, I think one person asked that question. Institutions, events like altering the rules of governing competition in industry, and also events in disrupting part of evolution. And we are here to turn this and initiate a course of redevelopment of all these events. Is that Mr. Eku? Our industrial transformation by the GTP is anchored on 9, 10 poles. We have the vehicle assembly, garment, pharmaceuticals, petroleum, vegetable oils and fats, industrial chemicals, industrial starch, integrated bauxite, aluminum, iron and steel, machine equipment manufacture. With what was discussed, the first panelists on the microeconomics, they touch on, before we can move on in any country, there should be an industrial transformation. They touch on package for existing local industries for medium and long-term capital for industrial development. It has been an issue in this country There was an attempt of ID 1D, 1F, which I think it was implemented very interestingly, and I know it's around 267 companies that have been initiated in this country. Dr. Kwachi, and we've touched on a lot of issues that I think our transformation plan should be geared towards, because we need to turn into all this course into redevelopment. The country has a problem. What are your suggestions?
Thank you. My name is Francis Osekusi, and in the other area, I also wear the hat of a reverend minister. So I'm also a reverend minister. So we're looking at boosting local production and productivity, and then we also focus on strategic anchor industries that we need to make sure we put resources in to be able to transform our economy. First and foremost, we want to review the implementation of the One District and One Factory initiative, and then provide additional financial resources for its operationalization. You know, on the onset of this administration, one of the flagship programs was the One District, One Factory initiative. But unfortunately, we didn't realize the benefits because we didn't put our money where our mouth is. So we also want to look at enhancing the scope of Ghana's incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending to cover other strategic industrial sectors of the economy to facilitate access to affordable medium and long-term capital for manufacturing companies. And basically here we're talking about providing what we call guarantees. Basically the GESAL provides guarantees to the banks and therefore shares the risk with the banks. It's been working so well, and it's important, or we need to now consider how do we extend this instrument, which is helping the agricultural sector to access funding to other strategic sectors of the economy, so that needed capital will be made available to those sectors, especially the manufacturing sector. Again, if you look at the banking sector, one of the reasons they don't want to lend to SMEs is what they say the demand side problem. You recognize that SMEs actually require hand-holding, and it's very important that banks and financing institutions are ready to enter into smart partnerships to enable this kind of skills training to be undertaken. Then we need to further localize the automobile manufacturing industry in Ghana. The manufacture of components and parts is another strategic industrial activity to focus on. And again, you find out that if you go to other jurisdictions, there is a concerted and a coordinated effort to ensure that SMEs especially are integrated into this kind of industry, whereby a big company like Toyota can farm out certain aspects of components that are required to SMEs, and therefore provide a ready market for SMEs. Again, we are currently importing about 70% of our pharmaceutical requirements, and there are opportunities for import substitution in this sector. Currently, there are 3 large-scale World Health Organization good manufacturing practice certified companies in Ghana capable of producing a wide range of Ghana's pharmaceutical requirements. And in addition to this, there are also the multiplicity of medium-sized pharmaceutical manufacturing companies that are leading suppliers of pharmaceutical products to the ECOWAS market. So again, Ghana, we are strong in this area, and all we need is to focus more attention. And then finally, manufacturing of machinery, plant, and equipment. Again, this is something we need to look at. We have gratis, which can, if properly resourced, can produce most of the machinery and equipment we are importing. So again, as a country, we need to look at how we can develop our local institutions, such as gratis and other technical-based institutions, to be able to manufacture some of these products locally so that we don't import them, but we are able to manufacture them locally. And the market, as we can see, is about 5 trillion. So it's a big market, and again, we need to position ourselves to get a share of that market. Thank you.
Very interesting presentation. Very elaborate export paper and strategy. What is left with us is the implementation. What we've heard so far from the first panelists is very laudable, feasible, strategic documents that we can implement. So where are the implementers? Because I believe that success is more than the principle of serendipity. We cannot live in this situation anymore.
Thank you. I'm going to talk about what to do with our business regulatory environment. And as a country, we are at a point right now where we are constrained because of the debt overhang that we have, which is preventing us from looking for resources from those traditional places that we would normally go. But we need to develop. And so where is the money going to come from? If we cannot borrow in those places, then perhaps the opportunity that we have is to look for private entities that can offer that to us, private people that will come into Ghana to invest or partner with others to invest. The moment you talk about private people coming in, then they need to be made comfortable. They need to get the sense that elements of risk and so on have been taken away. And that's why regulation is important, because they want to be sure that what they are bringing in, they can make the money they want to make, and so on. So business regulation is important. We've done it in the past, but I think that something new is being introduced, and that's what I want us to look at. That even for the ones that are available, you find them scattered in different ministries, different agencies, and so on. So for the investor or for whoever is putting money here, they have difficulty in even identifying where the regulations are at a go, because it's scattered all over the place. So one of the things that is being proposed in the area of business regulatory reforms, which is what we're talking about now, is the fact that we need to consider access to the information itself. Where can people go and get the information that guides them? And we're talking about the directives, the forums, and all the regulations for different sectors of industries and enterprises and institutions. And then for those who are using the regulation, we know that not all the enterprises are on the same level. Some have vulnerabilities, are small and medium enterprises. So here there's a proposal to give targeted relief in the area of regulation to SMEs, and then other groups that we consider as strategic. They are in an industrial area or an enterprise area that is strategic to the nation. They can be granted some of those regulations. So these are the proposals that on the floor. Okay.